Happy Sunday, everyone. Bright and early. Well, I guess not too early, but happy morning. We're getting to the start of our Sundays with some professional wrestling. I know Justin started his Sunday very early with a post show for TripleMania, and we're going to chat a little bit about that. I know you dove deep in with Corey earlier this morning around midnight, but welcome to the Quick Count, people. Your favorite wrestling podcast portion on Sundays. Justin, how you doing today?
A little tired, a little tired after last night, but if anyone that's tuning in right now, I see the number going up steadily. If any of you were with Corey and I late last night, I think we got off around 1:15 in the morning. So we broke down for probably like an hour. Wow, I can't talk. Hour-ish. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, just tired. Just took my son for a walk. He's napping now, so here we are. We are about to break down TripleMania some more, maybe a little SmackDown, and we're here. We're living it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I didn't get to see your guys' show last night. I was karaokeing my ass off with some friends for a friend's birthday, but I was keeping tabs on TripleMania. I do want to talk about the main event, the end of it, still, AAA champion, mega champion. What did you think of that decision? Hijo del Vikingo got booed pretty much the whole time. And they gave, the Ray treatment, the aka Rock treatment to Roman back at the Royal Rumble in Philly. And it didn't work, obviously. And when you have heels like El Grande Americano and Dominic, who are on fire right now in Mexico, to not take advantage of that, to me is kind of crazy. I guess they're trying to keep him on a pedestal and be the face of AAA right now, and they're not going the route they're doing with TNA, which was weird to me because I feel like TNA can have their guys really hoist their brand at this moment. I mean, Trick's a freaking stunner star, so I don't hate it, but to me, Dominic, we spoke about this before, would have been the easiest choice. And even El Grande Americano and I mentioned it on Thursday, they had, some extra El Grandes come out, El Grande Petitos, people were calling them. And I was hoping a little bit more for that ending, but it was cool also seeing AJ Styles. So, I mean, I can't be mad at that.
I mean, I'm more upset that they had the perfect opportunity for Dom and Ray. They were both in the building. They teased it a little bit. So I thought that was the route that we were going to go. But it's not. They are clearly forcing Vikingo down the AAA fans' throats. And as we saw, we got a Roman Reigns reaction. He was mercifully booed. I think the only time they cheered was when he went through the table. And, is it a missed opportunity? Some would say yes. But, Corey brought up last night that he thinks that they're going to wait for Dom to drop the IC title, which might be in Paris against AJ. And then Dom can kind of move towards the AAA thing. And then you can slowly bring Ray in. But it was an overbooked, insane match. That's, me and Corey and myself were discussing it last night. That's what AAA main events are. They're just wild. AJ, I did not expect AJ. So that was an awesome surprise. And, it just shows that they're not done. So it furthers the storyline with AJ and Dom. It looked like Dom had the victory. So it's not like Dom went down weak. So, it is what it is. Is the ending a little shocking to me? Sure. But we'll see where it goes. I just don't see the crowd turning for Vikingo, so they're gonna have to turn Vikingo heel, or it's just gonna be this over and over and over and over and over.
And I mean, Judgment Day, we've talked about them, being workhorses, cockroaches, and everything in between. I mean, they're showing too the mixed tag match, the 6-man mixed tag match was a lot of fun. We saw Finn Balor come out with the demon puppet eating Mr. Iguana puppet, the iguana puppet, which was so good. I mean, Finn eating a burger. They are one of the best things, if not the best faction that WWE has. And to be able to bring them into Mexico in AAA and get the reaction they had, to put on performance like they had. I mean, we talk about how long they've been together, the Judgment Day, but I want to see them together for even longer now, because that kind of stuff is really what elevates them and it makes them fun and it keeps them fresh. And to the same point to that, do you think if Dom does drop the IC title and then heads over to AAA to be their guy eventually, do you see that as his out of the Judgment Day? Does he finally separate himself and become, a self-made man by himself? Or do you think he kind of crosses the lines with Judgment Day and AAA within WWE?
I don't think he's separating. We still need a Liv Morgan outcome with that whole story.
It's true.
He obviously wore Liv on his shirt, so
he did.
That's still that love is still there. It's still flourishing, but he's Judgment Day through and through, in my opinion. But just back to that 6-person tag match, the spots that just happened in that match were absolutely ridiculous, but in a good way. Like there's so many different moments throughout the night at TripleMania that I just laughed, and the commentary team crushed it. But yeah, seeing Demonito and JBL freaking out, that's Demonito. I only thought he was whatever he said. I thought he was only a fictional character or something. And obviously Finn eating a burger. Layeska, I don't know what's happening with Layeska. Got destroyed by Demonito. Yeah. I can't believe WWE is trying to charge $100 for a Demonito doll. It's insanity. That price is absolutely insane.
Hey, people are gonna buy it. They probably have freaking 1,000+ orders on that thing right now as we're speaking. But I want to talk about moments. Almost and Microman, that played out so good. I didn't know if Almost was billed for that off the get-go, if he was just a surprise entrant for that. But it was cool seeing him back, especially under the WWE umbrella, and even showcasing him to win that cup. So that was really cool. We saw Otis in there as well. I'm excited to see how they bring in WWE stars moving forward to these AAA PLEs. Randy, howdy, happy Sunday. Hope you're enjoying the start of your day. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. And plus, like you said, this PLE or pay-per-view or live event for AAA was so much fun. The Spot Fest, like you said, you were laughing a bunch, and that's cool. For me, I think they need to add some of that element. It's like watching a big time movie where it's all serious, but you get those funny moments in there to help break that tension. And that's what I felt like. It was like a fresh breath of air when watching that, especially when I could doing karaoke. But it was cool to have those funny moments, those funny breaks, but also have those high intensity moments that they had as well. So I think they did a freaking tremendous job from what I saw, and I can't wait for the next one. I hope they put all these on YouTube moving forward. So if they do, I'm gonna be watching every single one.
Microman tapping with the height difference. Microman tapping Omos on, I said last night, it was like he was up to his Achilles or his calf. So he's just tapping his calf. Omos turns around, looking around, doesn't see him. There's just the picture of him looking up and Omos looking down. Unbelievable. It was picture perfect. And then Otis, we had the surprise of Otis. Microman pinned Otis to eliminate Otis. It was just so much fun, man. It was absolutely so much fun.
Yeah, it really was. So I want to go from the fun moment of this segment of this pod and go to a little sour subject for me that I kind of always bring up, and I be the Debbie Downer of this, but the SmackDown tag division. Now we have Mello Miz making their entrance in. They've been teaming for a while, but not full-blown SmackDown tag team division. And they knock off Fraxium. And now they're going to fight the Motor City Machine Guns, which if they beat them, what are we doing? What is the point? We have the Wyatt Six as the champions. We have the MFTs, who are most likely going to be, or if not, are the number one contenders for the tag team champions. And then we're going to slide in Mellow Miz. Meanwhile, you have Fraxium, you have DIY, you have the Street Profits, and the Street Profits and DIY just put on another banger of a match together. And that's not the guys representing the top tier of this tag team division. Like, what is this decision making? Like, maybe I need to be a little more patient, but to me, when you have this star-studded lineup on SmackDown, just bring these teams over to Raw and do it there because they need the help. I don't get it.
With Mello and Miz, the tension's already there. So I don't know if this is going to last long. Clearly, they got the win over Fraxium. Weird decision, but I think it might have needed to be done to get to where they're going. You saw the Miz steal the pin. Mello didn't look all that happy. You saw them backstage. They were kind of, Mello's like, what's going on here? Why'd you do that? So I think eventually that leads to those two against each other. If it doesn't, and now they're like in the title picture, it gets crowded. It gets really, really crowded. And Corey and I discussed also this morning, like the Raw division, they're just not, there's nothing there for them storyline wise. And there's really no one. I mean, there's teams, but it's just not nearly the caliber as the SmackDown roster.
Yep.
So just seeing Mello and Miz back at it together, I think this is only going to be short-lived, truthfully.
I do hope so, because for me, we saw maybe a tease, maybe foreshadowing after SummerSlam between the Street Profits. They went their separate ways, but here they are, taking the dub over DIY. And there didn't seem to be any kind of miscommunication between them. They were all fired up, ready to go. So there's always a possibility where they can, backtrack and be like, you know what, we can tease the tension, but then they, persevere through it. So that's why I'm not fully sold. Once I see like the full blown break between Miz and Mello, I'll be happy. Especially because Mello, wanted a U.S. title shot, and the Miz is like, we're going to go after the tag team titles. So I do hope Mello gets the push for the U.S. title. I think he deserves it. He needs it. I mean, the man is a star, especially if you just let him work. So I'm ready for it. I want the man to be by himself, be a mainstay on SmackDown, show up every week, put on good promos, put on good matches, hold the championship, and go from there. I don't know. Do you think they're trying to make him face, I guess, with this Miz feud?
I mean, that's the way it seems. Miz is obviously still his arrogant, cocky self. But it's also like Mello's like, oh, that should have been my moment. Like, if you weren't a heel, that would have been like, oh, we won. Like, yeah, awesome. Like, I don't need to complain or bitch or anything. But Mello still wants the spotlight. So
exactly,
it's like I don't know. Right now, they're still obviously both got the heel tendencies, but if there's anyone that's going to flip, it does seem like it's Mello. And then it would be a face Mello, heel Miz. And then obviously the way that any storyline with the Miz has been going is it'll put Mello over.
Yeah. And I just hope they do that in the right way. Because I can't remember the last time Mello was face. And I hope his character can transition well onto that side of the realm. So I guess we'll see. I'm just kind of bummed with the current slate of the tag team division. I mean, we have the teases of the Wyatt Six behind the MFTs, which is fun, but I feel like this could have been not for the championships. They could have been doing this as a whole different storyline, because in that case, the Wyatt Six versus the MFTs, you don't need it. You said it, I think, on Thursday. It's them betraying their family already. So it's that time for the Wyatt Six to come looming and feud with the MFTs. So I don't think they need the championships for that. I don't think they need to hold the tag team division hostage. They could have had this faction feud going on while either DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, or Street Profits were the champion. So I don't know. I'm just bummed. We'll see what happens. I'll keep a more positive outlook on this division, but I think it's going to be a little bit before one of the teams that I think should be at the top of that division takes that crown.
Well, so let me ask you, if clearly you had the Wyatt Six kind of stalking the MFTs from afar. Obviously, Wyatt Six are the current tag team champions, it doesn't make sense to me for the MFTs to defeat them and become the new. So if that is a feud, if that's something that happens at a PLE, then the Wyatt Six will continue to be champions, in my opinion. Which team do you think is the team to go over the Wyatt Six? And is it a team that actually shows good, or like is there still like background to it? Clearly the MFTs have betrayed family. They don't deserve to win. Is it going to be a team that like, that just shows that they're good people? Is that where you think the story's going?
That's where I would like it to go, because at the end of the day, I would love to be Praxium, because we saw some tension with them on NXT. They persevered through that. They're still putting on a clinic on SmackDown, and you can make it the story where it's like, okay, these two, regardless of the differences they've had, the bumps in the road they've hit, they stuck together. They're trying to be the best tag team in the WWE, and there you go. They stayed true to each other. They didn't turn on each other. They've had each other's backs. They've been, I don't know if it's the longest reigning NXT championship, I for tag team champions. I don't remember, but they've had a huge run, and I mean their star power and their ability in the ring should just prove it elsewise.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to think, like, is it Motor City Machine Guns again? Is it Street Profits again? Clearly, Street Profits just got a victory over DIY on SmackDown. They seem to be rolling again. There were teases of a breakup there, but it looks like they're going to be doing quite all right. Yep. So it's kind of like where does it happen? When does it happen? And who is going to take over? But I don't know.
Yeah. And shout out to Candice LeRae, dude. She just gets in those matches with some awesome spots. I mean, I love that they're doing that because she's super talented, and it adds to her being on that team. Even with BFAB too, like it's nice having that like outside element of these women who are or a segment of these tag teams to actually get involved and cause a little mayhem, throw a little Hurricane Rana here and there, fly through a ladder into a table. I enjoyed it a lot. I wanted to ask you also from SmackDown, Jacob Fatu isn't playing no games with Sami Zayn. Did you like that, or did you think he could have just like leaned into the earned brotherhood of Sami to Jimmy and Jay?
Jacob's Jacob, dude. Jacob is a different animal. And I love how it was like make sure he stays the hell out of my way. And then Jimmy's like, nah, that means he's got your back. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah, no, I like it. I like that they embraced at the end of the match. I popped when Sami tried to do Jacob's little shimmy. I don't know if you caught that right at the end. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Let's just see what Gabriel said on YouTube. Wyatt Six weren't just eyeing on MFT, they were also eyeing on Mellow Miz, Motor City Machine Guns, and Nikki Cross was eyeing on Kiana James. Yep. Kiana James, that's also something I want to get into, but we will discuss that in a little bit. But back to Sami and Jacob. I like that Jacob was a little standoffish. Obviously, it's Jacob Fatu, he just got betrayed by Solo. So why would he instantly just bring someone back in? And yeah, it was fun. We got, during the promo, we did get a we want cross chant, which I thought was finally needed. We've waited over a week to hear any sort of crowd do it. So I'm glad the crowd, I think they're in Boston. I'm glad that the crowd in Boston was able to get that done.
You want to go into your Kiana James?
Right. Yeah, Kiana's snooping around, man. Kiana's just scoping out. Obviously, she's got Julia, and she, has that meeting with Tiffany Stratton, trying to say, hey, you deserve the pink belt and all of this fancy stuff. She had the briefcase that was customized. Why not get a custom title? That's pretty much the selling point that I saw. But it looks like Tiffany's trying to stand true to herself right now. She doesn't need any help. But it's something to think about. It's definitely something that you got to keep your eye on. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's adding a nice element into the women's division on SmackDown too. I I would love for Tiffany to go back heel. I would love it. I think she works so well, especially when she gets really obnoxious. I think for her to possibly lose the belt and then turn heel to get it back and bring a pink belt into the situation, I think would be pure cinema. I think it would piss so many people off. It would be so obnoxious looking. She could rub it in everyone's faces. I'm here for it. And to Gabriel's point about the Wyatt Six also eyeing a bunch of other people. Yeah, they're staking their claim on SmackDown. They definitely are, and I don't hate it at all. I think it's cool that they're especially Nikki Cross keeping her eye on the top of the women's division. I think she could slide her way right back into that. But the thing that just, as I said before, just sets me off is that they're holding the tag team titles. I really don't think they need to. But if it's going to be a payoff that's worth this wait, then fine, sure. I'll be patient. I'll try and bite my tongue a little bit, but we're here on a podcast and I like to rant sometimes.
And what did you think about Drew McIntyre's promo?
I actually didn't get to see it. It's one of the things I didn't get to see yet. I heard it was awesome.
It was.
I definitely need to go watch it.
It was. Anytime Drew's on the mic, we say Drew's just incredible. It's really unfortunate to me that Drew is Cody's first opponent since becoming champion again, because I feel like it's just not going to happen. And we've discussed this, I think, last Thursday, where it's unfortunate because it seems to always be happening to Drew. And I don't think that should be happening because Drew deserves another run with the title. He is that damn good on the mic. He's that damn good in the ring. He's got it all. So maybe they shock me. I highly doubt it. But yeah, him at the end, he pretty much said that when provoked, he's the real nightmare. And I was like, okay, yeah, Drew's just Drew. I love Drew McIntyre. He's amazing.
I think post Clash in Paris, if Drew does lose again, we need Fog on a quick count, 10 count, post show episode. Like, I need that man to rant. I need to see his thoughts, his opinions, because I think, I do feel it. I think that Drew does deserve it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for Drew to actually be Cody at Clash. I think, the favor is in Cody's way, but I think there's a chance Drew can come out on top, especially if, they try and interject another feud in to go after Cody. But this is definitely Cody's second run. It's obviously it's important, but it's not as important as when he beat Roman. So I think there's some give and take for him and how long this title reign could be for him. Because at the end of the day, Cody's going to get this title back. They're going to put him in the main event for this championship for the next year, 2-3 years. They're his guy. Triple H already spoke about him being on his way to being one of the GOATs. And Triple H doesn't just say that. He doesn't say that for anyone. And with that comment alone, I can see Cody just being in the picture for the next few years.
So we got two things from Gabe here. He said, I would like to see Drew win the title, but I don't think it will happen for now. Hopefully down the line. Exactly how I feel. I don't see it happening right now either. Unfortunately, hopefully down the line, I'm going to change hopefully to it better happen down the line, because like I said, Drew is just that damn good and that damn talented. He carried this company through COVID, in my opinion, and he just deserves more time actually out in front of a crowd with that world title. And then he also said, to me, the Wyatt Six should be more taking over on SmackDown to the put of SmackDown division, to put the SmackDown division on notice more. Nothing against MFT, but this stuff with them is not interesting to me. I think with the MFT is what Ty and I have discussed is the Wyatt Six. It's been what they go after. They go after people that betray family and the ones that they love. And it's perfect for the bloodline. I thought it was going to happen with the old bloodline, but it did not. So for it to happen with the MFT, Solo just backstabbed Jacob. You've seen the backstabbing that Solo has done in the past to his brothers and his cousins. So, I mean, Solo's the perfect perfect person for, in my opinion, for the Wyatt Six to target because of the backstabbing that he's done to family. Does it intrigue me? It is what it is. It's the MFT, Tala, Tama, Tonga. There's all the different Tongans. But it's going to happen. I've been expecting it to happen. So just we'll see where it goes. And that's pretty much it. But Ty, what was your overall thoughts on the SmackDown show in whole?
I mean, I don't think it was anything special. I did like I said, I loved DIY versus Street Profits. I thought the main event was good. With Sammy, Jimmy, and Jacob versus the MFTs. But overall, I do like the little subtle hints of the Wyatt Six, but it could have been a little bit more. I mean, if I would have watched Drew's promo, probably would have boosted it a bit higher for me. But it kind of was like an okay episode. Like I could have missed it and been fine.
Yeah, it was a little lackluster for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little lackluster. Then people on the interwebs went, "Oh, we got a new national day. Zach, happy National Pineapple Juice Day." I might have to go find some pineapple juice. I don't know. But back to what I was saying is a lot of people all of a sudden saw the photos of Paul Levesque and Stephanie on vacationing in Greece or whatever. And everyone's like, well, this is why. I think it was actually Vince Russo. He said, I am done with WWE. He's out vacationing, taking his time, and this show was awful. You don't see Tony Khan taking any days off. I'm done with WWE, and I'm going to watch AEW from here on out. Vince Russo.
I mean, let's be realistic. The man deserves time. The man deserves time off.
Yeah, everyone deserves time off.
When he's working, he works 24/7. He works 7 days a week. 7 days a week. He deserves a freaking vacation. If people can't step up to the plate and make good shows without him, I mean, that just shows that he's too valuable. They'll never get rid of him, and they got a huge problem if he goes away. So those are three things they got to look into if Triple H can't take a vacation. I mean, I think that's freaking crazy. Also, I think because Zach likes to do these national days, which I love, I might have to try and catch him one day and bring something on this pod, hide in the background. So when he pops up a national day, I'm going to have it ready in here. Like that's what's going to happen.
The issue with that is I think every single day is a few different national days.
There's like
you might need like 10 different items and just have them on your desk and just wait for whichever one Zach decides to say and be like, I got it. Let's see what Gabe says real quick. And shout out to Gabe. Gabe is a great follow on X. He's a great dude. Vince Russo, that dude is a clown. And we got the thing they need to do is have better writers for SmackDown. And thank God it's not 3 hours anymore. That's all I'm really gonna say on that is thank God it's not 3 hours anymore, because if they had to put on an extra hour on that show, I don't know what we would have seen. But we are closing up. We are coming to the 30-minute mark here on the quick counts. Ty, do you want to say anything before I pull up just what I want to pull up?
No, I just wanted to shout out Randy, Gabe, Zach for getting in the conversation. Appreciate the comments. We appreciate you guys talking with us. If you're watching and just, browsing or listening to us, we would love for you guys to join in the conversation with us because we love the insight from you guys. We love seeing your opinions. And it's a great conversation with you guys as well. So don't ever feel afraid to comment. We love chatting with you guys. So keep that up.
Absolutely. And as you can see, I finally pulled it up. It is our official 10 count logo tee on prowrestlingtees.com. You can go get it now. Mine is coming in the mail, so I cannot wait to, hopefully it'll be here by Thursday. So I'll be rocking it for our 10 count episode. But yeah, if you want to support the show, you can go over to prowrestlingtees.com and purchase an official 10 count logo tee. Still working on the quick count shirt. I still keep getting denied. So I got to figure that one out. And if anyone has any shirt ideas or knows how to make shirts that won't get denied by Pro Wrestling Tees, reach out to me, reach out to Ty, and we're definitely looking to add some merch to the shop. But with that said, it is time to ring that bell, because this quick count is over. This match is officially done. Thank you all, 280 of you, for joining us on this fine Sunday evening. It is afternoon. It's now 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know why I said evening, but thank you all so much. If you want to go follow me on X, it's at jstar02. Ty, you are at
TLP_maximum
on Twitter. And then if you want to go, obviously follow our podcast socials, top left corner at the 10 Count Pod on all socials. We are getting close to that 100 subscriber mark on YouTube. I have a goal in mind for that. And once we get there, once we get to the 100 subscriber mark, I will be doing a giveaway. I don't know if anyone's seen on X. I will be selecting one of our lucky subscribers on YouTube to pick out a shirt on either www.shop.com or prowrestlingtees.com. And I personally will buy it and ship it to you. So there's a little giveaway for once we hit the 100 subscriber mark. And then, as always, please go subscribe to the Body Slam Patreon. It is $5 a month. I don't know if Gabe subscribes, but I see a lot of people commenting on how much they're enjoying the exclusive breaking news, interviews, and podcasts that we are delivering out there on the Body Slam Patreon. So please go and give that a subscription. You won't regret it. But until Thursday, enjoy your week. I hope it's a great one. It is Ty. It is J-Star, and we will see you all on Thursday night.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh,